Oh yeah, sexy biscuits. Nice.
Long Blues 1975. YouTubers on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends. But Long Blues 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longboys Post 1975, and welcome to Let's Take a Look at some knockoff Chinese tat, albeit available through, marketed by, and packaged for B&M. You've seen the thumbnail, you know exactly what I mean. It's adorned with the standard sort of packaging you get from kind of these sort of electrical items available at B&M. And anyone who watches this channel knows I absolutely love and adore shit like this. Shit, too strong a descriptive term? I'm gonna wager probably not, but that does not stop me from enjoying these things. To be fair, B&M has good form with some of these things. I reviewed their handheld that was 16-bit and actually quite impressive. I reviewed one of their plug-and-plays that was like an oversized, swollen, awkward phrase, swollen Duke controller that I'm wondering is going to feature many of the same games that are on here. Excuse me, my throat gets gacky when I talk about Chinese knockoff tat. Obviously it's coming up to Christmas and this is basically a stocking filler, and things like this have been appearing in B&M all across the country. In fact, that handheld, it looks like a black Game Boy I just mentioned, is back in there as part of their Christmas electrical range. But what else have they done? They've sold a bunch of the My Arcade units as well, which obviously is slightly above your standard Chinese knockoff tat, because I absolutely love and adore those things. But when I saw this, when one of my friends at work sent me a text with a picture of this and said, "Have you seen this?" And I went, "I have not. I am intrigued. I am sold on the idea." And yeah, I went and I picked it up. So B&M, wow, £10. Too much? We'll hold off on that for the moment. If it makes you laugh, it gives me shits and giggles, then it's a tenner well spent. 200 great games on your TV. Let me put my glasses on for this. We don't want to miss a minute of this goodness. Like I said, I warrant that a chunk of these, if not all of these, have probably been featured on other plug-and-play, well, the one other plug-and-play B&M console I have reviewed. But then also I do wonder, because I've done a few of these before made by different people but all available from high street gadget stores, whether this might feature a lot of those games that are being on those. But anyway, we'll get into it. Connects to your TV, 200 built-in games, retro play controller. Okay, and we have a bunch of games featured down the side. They're all 8-bit looking. The reason I love these things, like I said, if it gives me a good laugh, it's worth a tenner. I love the fact that someone has to come up with a whole bunch of games, 200 of them in fact, that aren't basically, they're not hooky ROMs, you know, they're not other people's IPs that they've illegally stuck on here. They might be reskins of some of them, they might be clearly ripped off some of them and have a really, you know, stupid name, but they can't blatantly load it with NES ROMs, which is what a lot of these people so often do. Plug and play video game, oh, it is My Arcade. Oh, look at that, My Arcade. I did not know such a thing. Wow, considering I've got that Street Fighter unit, that Contra unit, a whole bunch of their stuff, and they certainly do have a premium level of products, the fact that they've stooped to this is quite interesting. Might be too strong a descriptive term, that's not fair really, but obviously maybe they want a piece of that Christmas pie that they can obviously, you know, sell, or in this case I'm guessing it's exclusive to B&M. Let's have a look on the back. The Retro Play 201 game system comes with 200 built-in games, requires no expensive game console. That's nice of you. Oh, had me worried then. Thought I was going to have to, you know, splash out on an Xbox Series X for a minute there. I love the way they market these things, because that's how parents go, oh, that's nice. Oh, I'll have to get a little Timmy one of those. Because what you could think this is, you're going to connect this to another console. I don't know, but yeah, I guess it's like I said, it's, you know, aimed at parents there, but connects to any TV with AV inputs, high quality signal there. Enjoy hours of fun gaming just about anywhere. Just about anywhere where there's a TV that you can plug this in that obviously requires power. So just about in anyone's house that you have permission. Okay, that was a bit unfortunate there. More pictures of said games on the back then. Imagine though if you went back in time and gave this to someone like in the 70s, like 78 when they had their 2600, they would just think this was like fucking NASA or something, wouldn't they? List of the games include combat sports, racing, action, puzzles and much more. I was going to say combat sports, course, action, but then that would be a different language. Includes retroplay, controller, AV cables and user guide. Anything else? Record ages 14 plus. Oh, there's some hardcore content on here, I'm sure. And it takes 3 AAA batteries. Now, I possibly, even by my standards, as much as I like to display stuff, wouldn't be displaying this. However, I stand by what I always say. It pains me to have to, we do it at the bottom, take a butcher's at this and carve it open to get at its internal gubbins. I mean, again, it's obviously for shoplifting purposes and stuff like that. Or stick it behind the counter. Stick it behind like the booze counter where you sell spirits D&M. And then, oh, see, like I said, I wouldn't display this, but that hurts. There are our high quality AV cables. I'm expecting sharpness there, shall we say. There is our control pad that requires no expensive console. We weren't expecting any different, I'm being harsh, but we'll get to that momentarily. Where's my user guide? There's my user guide. To be fair, you don't get, excuse me, you don't get manuals with fuck all these days, so you know what, fair enough. My arcade. English. Please read and follow this user guide thoroughly before using the retroplay. Controls: reset button, start button, on off switch, A and B buttons. Controls your player throughout the game. Notes: make sure you turn off retroplay controller. Make sure you turn the retroplay controller off while not in use to save battery life. I'm glad you're here to tell us these things. Manual. How to set up your retroplay controller using a mini screwdriver. I knew it. I don't know where my other set is. I'm hoping. Oh, balls. Hang on. Really? No, shit and pants. I was going to say, really? 4 screws? Come on, come on. Let me go. Oh. Champagne football. We got away with that, but I fucking hate those things. 14 years plus, so obviously if you're 14, I say this, if you give something like this to someone when they're 14 and you have to put a screw in the back to stop them choking, then, and they're 14, possibly clear up the gene pool and let them choke. I'm just saying, harsh but fair. Right, how to set up a retroplay. Using a mini screwdriver, insert 3 AAA batteries, that's a lot. Replace the battery cover, screw tightly, insert 2.5mm jack at the end of the AV cable, plug other white yellow bleeds into your television. I'm wondering how many TVs these days, if you buy a super 4K whammy TV, actually have, still have AV connections. That's it. Then it's just rinse and repeat in various languages. Let's have a look, right? So that's just a sticker. I know I'm being harsh because that's what you would expect. There's your AV, you know, connection, on, off. Tells us we got 200 games. Do you know what? Thing is, I take the piss, but there's more travel on that than there is on the C64 mini joystick, which automatically makes this a better joystick. And then you got start, select, A, B, retro play, yada 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 yada. I don't know why I'm going to show you me putting the batteries in before I take it into t'other room and connect it, but why not? You can't even get the screw out now. Come on. There we go. I personally think that's overkill, but what do I know? Look at me with the Kodak batteries. Yeah, pound shop batteries, because why not? Right, anyway, let's take this. I don't know why I'm screwing it back up. I'll probably need the batteries at some point. For the plethora of other knockoff Chinese tat I have floating around. Let's take this into the other room. Let's see if I can capture some footage. Let's see whether these are reskinned other ROMs, made up entirely games, or whether this is just another plug-and-play unit by B. Oh, worked. We got Juice Power Lights by B&M that I've essentially played in another form, albeit bigger, and this is just, you know, just to rinse a little bit more money out of it in time for the Crimbo period. Anyway, let's have a look. Well, to quote old Biff from Back to the Future 2, there is something very familiar about all this. I can't remember if that's the exact screen, because that was a while since I looked at that other system. That was at the start of the year, or possibly towards the end of last year. But that was a My Arcade exclusive to B&M. The one I told you that looked like a swollen Xbox pad. Pretty sure that is the title screen, but don't quote me on that. So anyway, 201. That little purple highlight is the cursor. Backwards goes through the menu in chunks of 10, as does forwards. It is exactly the same list. I just recognise Police First Thief. Right, 1, F-22, Racing Fighter, Vanguard, Animal Blocks, Magic Joni, Aerial Warfare, Crystal Ball, Police Dog, Lazy. I think someone needs to get them Grammarly or something. Right, start. That's reset. That's start. Yep, same games. 2005. S row 6882. Here's the thing though, as I commented, apart from the fact that the water makes me want to throw up, it's doing power ups, and they're gone. It's doing a number on my eyes. It's a NES game, isn't it? Essentially, I'm not saying it's a particularly good NES. I like the explosions. The music is awful. Do you know what? The pad's not terrible, but this is the same game that was on the other system. Oh, Christmas and making money. So, if you went out and bought that other system I looked, I'm not entirely sure why, well, you don't need to buy this. However, you could argue this is far more portable, so you truly can play this anywhere. This in itself, though, is not a bad game. I'm guessing it's a reskin to something else. Racing Fighter. Although, I don't recognise this. Well, maybe I do. Accelerate, fire. This definitely isn't. I'm not saying it's, you know, amazingly high quality. Score to the right, I feel to the right. But this has got to be a reskin something else. I mean, did someone write this from the ground up? Maybe they did. I'm out of bullets. I've got to collect bullets. Okay, this could end in tears. Budget Spy Hunter. Yeah, this has got to be something, I don't know though. Look at them all jumping all over the shop. Maybe it is just written from the ground up. I'm still out of bullets. That's a bit pants. Well, there you go. Oh, boys. So, you know, you can take a break from its high intensity. There we go. Takes you to the top of the screen every time. That's a bit annoying. Vanguard. Thing is, though, oh, Capcom-esque map. Is it kind of... No, it's not Jackal. Stop flashing! There we go. Maybe this isn't the entire set of games then. Maybe there is a... maybe I should get White Stick, a slight difference. I haven't played that in ages, but so far of these three, I'm not saying they're going to change your life. It's unbelievable, you know, cheap Chinese tack goes, albeit marketed for a high street store. These aren't terrible. There are no diagonals on the joystick. I am missing that. It's still a better joystick than the C64 mini joystick, I will argue that. But yeah, every time you move, the way the forestry, fauna moves, it's doing a number on my eyeballs. These aren't the worst games ever. Again, take that with a pinch of salt. Animal Blocks. Animal Blokes? Animal Blocks. I don't know what I'm doing. Right, take that and then put it on him. Yeah. What's the Japanese game with tiles? I can't remember. Don't ask me why I can't remember. It's that with animals. Animal blocks. There you go. You know the game I mean, I just can't think of it. Right. Magic Johnny? Gotta go with Magic Johnny with a name like that. Oh look, it's a knockoff Pikachu. Because nutrition sucked by the shoots, the land is green is becoming to wasteland and peoples till one day a little hero called Joni has come up. He must defeat. Oh, okay, well thank you very much for letting me read that. But yeah, wow. Oh my god, I control Triffids. These games, I don't think they're entirely the same. I think there might be some. I can only fire to the right, but again, you know. They're not as good as actual NES games, but they're interesting enough. This is definitely worth a purchase for shits and giggles and what they've done with these games. There's effort. Oh, I would say there's effort. Reset. Aerial warfare. Hey, it thinks it's... Well, look at the screen tearing on the left, but then that happens sometimes in NES games, doesn't it? It's like a cross between Zaxxon and Blue Max. I can... Well, we'll round up in the other room, but I can definitely see that for shits and giggles, if you grew up with NES and stuff like that, in the 8-bit era, Spectrum, Amstrad, Commodore, there's mileage to be had in this, honestly, there is. Oh, we gotta have a look at Police Dog Lassie. Okay. It's like they... I don't know, it's like someone was in on the joke of making this product, if you know what I mean. So, the games are... There's games in there, it says, but... Okay, I don't know. But obviously they've had a laugh doing it. They were aware of what they were making. Police versus Thief. I'm not going for all 200. Police versus Thief. Violent chasing. Can't do that anymore. It's not violent chasing anymore now with today's liberal fucking justice system. It's Skeletrix. This game I've played before. This is definitely on the other one. Right, do I catch him? It's like Super Sprint. Catch out. It's been outsourced. I know, you know what I'm saying? Like, is it someone might be aware of the joke, but when it comes to like, I guess they just collected the games and stuck them on here. But yeah, English wasn't its first language. People who someone thought could speak English were given the job. English. There you go. Toy Factory. Okay. Oh, right. Oh, that's the wrong colour, but you get what it is. Right toy colour into the correct... Oh! I don't know what I was so, See, this is... There's, you know... Shit. There's a game in here, is what I'm saying. There's a game in here. Let's go back this way. Magic egg. Oh, hang on. If that's not the stuff of nightmares. Have I got to twat the egg before it hatches. And you either go left or right. Yeah. That's not the deepest of games, is it? Magic Egg, Man in Red? Oh, Mirror Devil Word. Mirror Devil Word. I am loving the naming convention, I'm not going to lie. Well, that involves me thinking, so that ain't going to happen, is it? Nutcracky. Oh, hang on. Nutcracky. Mouse Hero, Mouse Snare. Nutcracky. Again, stuff of nightmares. Save the princess. I'm guessing these are probably reskinned, aren't they, then? Because there were games in here. I mean, I'm not saying they're amazing, but I'm saying there are games in here. Not like kind of the stuff that I say that and that's all I have to do per level. You sometimes get on these when it's literally, you're not actually doing anything or achieving anything. But as long as it counts as a title and they can put the word 200 on the box, everyone's happy. Apart from you bought it, obviously. Alright, I fire up. Space Invaders. But it's never ending. I have not died yet though. Well, there you go. We'll have a look at a couple more. Mouse Hero. You look like a koala. Okay. Okay, when I said there were games in here, kind of a strong descriptive term, I'm having joystick issues here. I'm having lag. Go on then. I gotta start them off. I'm assuming the bomb is to blow them up. Yay, that's what you do. Right, one more game. Like I said, it's for shits and giggles, this. But I've played worse hooky knockoff consoles, you know, that are sold in stores. Cookies Labyrinth. Fish, no, with a name like Fish Story, I'd be mad not to. Fish Story. Okay, I eat other people, but avoid the big ones. Again, when I said, you know, there are games in here, take that with a pinch of salt. Also, just have a think about what we're doing here. And look at the scary ass fish score thing going on the top right hand corner. Ladies and gentlemen, Fish Story. Well, one more since you asked. I'll go on then. Magic Game, Ice Queen, IQ Champion, Jumping Kid, oh, Little Witch, Ghost Castle, Golden Bird, Crystal Blast, Deformable. Yes, please. Push that button. Oh, am I a Transformer? Deformable. Autobots, deform and roll out. Yes. I'm on the left. And I get stuff and I change. But then also I've got to not hit stuff because it kills me. And also on top of that, you've got to kind of work out what the difference is between the stuff you need to get to change to deformable, if you will, and what stuff kills you. I think it's the orange things that I need to deformable. It just wins because it's got the best title ever. Shit. Well, there you go. Let's round up. And there we have it. The Retro Play controller by My Arcade. Basically, oh, it's still on. Remember what the manual said? Turn it off to save battery life. Should you buy it? Here's the thing. Again, it's clearly aimed as a stocking filler, and I would say not necessarily for kids. There's no way they would get any enjoyment from it. If you're my age and you grew up with 8-bit games, specific Master System, and particularly, I should say, the NES, then there's enjoyment to be had from this, because unlike, and I'm guessing that this is pretty much the same as the other one I reviewed last year, you know, the swollen Xbox controller looking one that was also from B&M. If you want to check it out for yourselves, then go to my knockoff Chinese Tat play this and just look for the thumbnails until you see it. It's in pretty similar packaging to this, but it's Xiaoji. But I'm guessing these are the same games. But there was enough of the ones I played on here that I'm thinking, no, I don't know if they were on there. But then I didn't sit there and go through 200 games. But the point is, are they reskinned? Are they not? They're not as bad as the usual shit you get on these tats. And by that I don't mean knockoff Chinese tat where you get NES games with really clunky interfaces, like on, you know, like that knockoff Game Boy SP, Game Boy SP I reviewed. But there are games in here. They're not like some of the stuff you see that B&M have done where it's literally you just fly up screen after screen after screen. I think you climb up a beanstalk in one of them and you're not actually doing anything. They are above that. There are games in here. The naming convention and the broken English is why I honestly think that if you gave me this, well, now that I played it, don't give me this for Christmas, but if you gave me this for Christmas, I would get enjoyment from this after a few beers at Christmas Day evening, because the broken English, the naming convention, is absolutely hilarious. But if you grew up with NES games, there's fun to be had in here is what I'm trying to say. There is fun to be had in here. Obviously, if you're dead serious and like, I wouldn't touch that with a barge pile, I wouldn't touch that with your money, blah, 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 blah. Well, don't then. Play, you know, play your knockoff Chinese tat that actually has NES ROMs on it. Play your entire library of NES ROMs on your hacked mini and stuff like that. It isn't about that. I'm saying is, I get what it's trying to do. And it seems to do a better job than a lot of these kind of knockoff thingies do that supermarkets or high street stores like B&M do, because yeah, there are games in here. I'm not saying all of them are amazing. That fish game was clearly shite, but some of the other ones, you know, like, and that the first one, that shoot 'em up, it's a competent shoot, you know, 8-bit NES quality shoot 'em up. It's not as good as other stuff on there, you know, like Jackal and shit like that, but it's, yeah, there is fun to be had, and there's certainly, you know, laughs to be had looking at the shit that's on it. So would I recommend it? Well, it's a tenner, innit? I mean, it's stocking for the tat. I personally say, yeah, I like shit like this. There's fun to be had. It's a laugh. I mean, if you don't like stuff like this, like I said, don't buy it. Stick to your actual NES games. But yeah, I honestly reckon that for a tenner, it's worth a pop. Anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think. And it plays, honestly, it's a better joystick. There's more travel than the C64 mini joystick. That's something to be said right there. But anyway, as always, I'd love to know what you think, especially if you played this, or you played any of the B&M ones that are essentially have the same list of games. Like I said, if I didn't sit them side by side, I wouldn't be able to tell you if they are, but I'm pretty sure they are, or at least, you know, there's crossover. But yeah, and thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later.